What's up, guys? This is your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this amazing Tuesday morning. The greatest way to start your day is with the Crypto for Life family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are tuning in, and each and every one of you guys that will check this out at a later time. Mike Tatner, what's up, my brother? How are you? Anthony Wanders in the house. Dr. Sheba, I see you, Queen. The first one on the scene. I appreciate you very much. Guys, the market cap right now is at 1 trillion. We lost the other one. What's going on, guys? Right now, Bitcoin is at 25,976. We got Ethereum at 1837, showing a little strength. We've got BNB well under $300. I wonder why that is. Could it be the the lawsuit? What's going on with the SEC? Good Lord, they need to stop. XRP is showing a strength at 51 cents, guys. XRP, huh? What do we got right now? Uh-oh, 7 days. 7 days. The him and emails, it's coming. XRP, the standard. Right now, we got ADA at 34 cents. Dogecoin, that old crazy dog, is at 6 cents. We got Solana at 19.95. What a great year that was. Matic is at 81 cents. TRX, we've got 7 cents. Polkadot, oh my goodness, Polkadot made me rich. Can we get back down to $3? We got AVAX at 14.18. We got Shiba, that other dog, what is it, 5 zeros and an 8. We got Atom at 10.10. What a weird number that is. We got Chainlink at 6.22. Uniswap, 4.78. OKB at 44.93. We've got Stellar XLM at 8 cents. Is Stellar related to XRP? I'm just wondering. When it pumps, it pumps. I'm just saying. We've got LDL at 237. We got Toncoin at 166. We've got ICP at 437. Filecoin at 429. HBAR, 4 cents. Kronos. Kronos. What's going on with Kronos? It's at 5 cents right now. Huh? I saw something that came out with Kronos. It says, Binance in trouble. This is in trouble. Kronos is here, but, you know, they just got Coinbase for staking. Don't they stake in Kronos? I'm just saying. I got a big bag of that. I like Crow. Let's hope they don't get any summons. We've got Arbitrum at 117. Arbitrum, layer 2. Hasn't seen the bull market yet. We're looking for big things from that as well. Also, guys, remember, nothing that we ever talk about should ever be considered or deemed financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. My name is James, a.k.a. 68J. I'm just documenting my journey in the evolution of money. That's right. The evolution of money, guys. So look forward to that. We got Near, let's make it clear, is at 150. We got VeChain at 1 cent. We got Ape at 3.18. GRT at 11 cents. We've got Algo at 13 cents. Optimism, that other layer 2, is at 150. Sandbox, Sandbox came down a little bit. It's at 51 cents. Almost 2 for $1. A lot of stuff going on with the metaverse right now. Rocket Pool, $47.87. We got EGLD, the coin formerly known as EGLD. Multiverse X at 36.22. We got Aave at $61. Render, our NDR, is at 2.38. Mana, still 2 for $1. A little less than that. Pick you up a little, few of them. I'm just saying, Mana, one of those top 10 metaverse projects out there. We got FTM at 29 cents. We got XTZ, the OG, at 86 cents. Stack it up, 58 cents. We got Theta at 79 cents. We've got KuCoin. My God, every time I look at KuCoin, I think, where could Crow go? I say to the moon. Not financial advice. This is at $7 right now. Flow, if you didn't know, is at 65 cents. CFX at 23 cents. We've got Curve Dow CRV at 78 cents. Let's keep going down a little bit. There's a lot of coins to cover. The market is pretty much the same. Most things are down. IOTA is at 18 cents. SUI, that's what SEC is trying to do to everybody. SUI, except for this one is SUI. It's at 81 cents. Casper CSPR is at 4 cents. We've got GMX at $53. Can we get down to 2 for 100? Maybe. XDC, that's a big deal. I'm just saying, not financial advice. It's at 3 cents. We've got SEC, XEC to be exact. It's at, 4 zeros and a 2. We've got Woo. That's what's going to happen when this lawsuit is over. We're all going to go, Woo! Are we going to get rich? Just saying. It's at 21 cents. We've got Mask at 4.20. We got Zilliqa, the real Dillica's at 2 cents. Flare, 2 cents. Can we get to 1? It's barely holding on to 2. If it gets to 1, what happens? 68J, my FOMO. No, I won't. Let me stop. Good Lord. Did I say that out loud? We've got MX at 3.23. We got AGIX, that AI juggernaut. If you Google top 10 AI projects on Google, guess what you see? AGIX, FET, Render, GRT. Just saying. Do your homework. Do your own research. ENJ comes in at the last spot at 100 for 31 cents. Guys, we got an incredible show. I'm super, super excited. And guess what? Without any further ado, I'm going to bring on this gentleman. He is the man. Got a lot of love around the crypto space. If you guys get a chance, this is his Twitter right here. His name is EDO FARINA. My man, Pots and Pans. Got a lot of respect, a lot of love for this guy. He is the CEO at Alpha Lions Academy. He is a co-founder of Alpha Husky Club. The guy is a big advocate. He also works with XRP Healthcare. He also, I mean, he's a big time XRP advocate, enthusiast. He goes out there and he's got just an incredible following on Twitter, 67,000 people to be exact. He's just doing some incredible things. I'm super proud to call him my friend. You guys help me welcome my man, EDO FARINA. EDO FARINA, you there? I think I might have just dropped him right now. He actually, here he is. EDO FARINA is in the house. You see, he might be having some, there you go. There he is. Might be having a little technical difficulties. There you go, brother.
Hey, I came. Yeah, I think the internet was dropping. In case it drops again, I would just switch networking, from Wi-Fi to my data. But let's see. I hope it's going to work now.
Perfect. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing amazing. Now, before we get started, I've had you on the show before. Me and you communicate not only on Twitter, but on WhatsApp. We've kind of developed this friendship. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for you and what you do. You're very hot right now as far as your presence on Twitter. You get a lot of interaction from a lot of people. I see that you obviously are a CEO of your own company, and that company he's the CEO at Lions Academy, co-founder at Alpha Husky Club. And so I see you got your hands in a lot of things, brother, but if you don't mind, first of all, where are you at right now? Like, what part of the world are you in?
Well, I'm located in Greece, even though I am from Italy, but I moved to Athens specifically 1 year ago around for real estate purposes. And, well, the lifestyle is also great, Yesterday we were supposed to have the live, but unfortunately, I got a delay from my boat. I was coming back from the islands. I was coming back from Mykonos, and it was holidays in Greece, so there was a huge delay on the boat, so I couldn't make it to the live. But I'm happy to participate here today. It's always an honor for me to be on your show. We just had a fantastic talk last time, and let's keep it up.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate you. Now, I guess the biggest question I would ask you is, how's the adoption there in Greece for crypto?
Honestly, Greece is quite delayed about cryptocurrencies if we compare to other European countries. And, Greece has a delay in many aspects of life. And that's one of the reasons why I came here, is because it makes it easier to come with innovative ideas, just like in the same way that real estate is just beginning a cycle here right now that's happened in most European countries in the last decade. They are having this real estate cycle to begin now, which means the prices are starting to increase. As we know, there was a huge economic crisis in Greece, and as well as in other countries like Portugal, Italy in 2004, 2005, 2006.
Wow.
Just that Greece took more time to recover, which means that here the prices are much cheaper. I'm talking here about real estate. And it also impacts on the way that people interact with digital assets. So it's quite delayed, Before Greece, I was living in Portugal, which it's known to be the most friendly country for cryptocurrencies.
Oh, wow.
You can actually, you can have a bank account in Portugal. It's possible to get your crypto gains and have no taxation on personal gains in cryptocurrencies in Portugal. And, well, Europe now is gaining a lot of strength on the crypto world, especially because of one of the biggest players out there, which is the United States, has been going quite, I will use this word, they are going literally crazy with the SEC, so nobody wants to deal with the SEC.
That's right.
And as there was a dominance for the United States on Web 2.0, now on Web 3.0, I see that European countries, and let's make it clear, they lost a lot of territory during Web 2.0, like when we had the big tech companies on the Silicon Valley and more. And now I see that Europe doesn't want to lose this race once again. That's why they're coming with more friendly regulations. There is going to be the release of MiCA, which is the European jurisdiction now for regulating crypto assets, which in my opinion is great. Is going to help mass adoption coming for digital assets, which means more freedom for everybody.
Right.
And meanwhile, the United States seems to be quite losing control, and they kind of showing this in many ways. You see the way that the SEC is doing, completely, in my opinion, unprofessional. So we have a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, a lot of things, and so I'm looking forward to getting into that right away. Let me, before I even get started there, let's say hello to the family. Right now, I got CKez in the house. I got Shane Sullivan. Make sure you smash your likes and hit the subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Go over to our Twitter page. Also, show your support for myself and for my brother, EDO, FARINA. My man, Iron Man's in the house. One of my old school friends in crypto. We go back years. This guy's done some incredible things. Much love to my brother, Iron Man. We've got Queen in the house, Big Bro 10, Hans Loaded. What's up, Hans? How you doing, my friend? Nest Force is in the house. We've got Mike Tanner, Anthony Wenner. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Guys, so let's get right into it. Let me go over here to my main screen. You guys can see Edo FARINA there. And you can kind of, I'm going to go down here. Let me refresh my Twitter page. For some reason, it's weird because sometimes when you do things on Twitter, they'll block you. Like if you put too many posts, whatever, and then you got to confirm. And then when I do that, I see all my followers are gone. So it's just kind of weird. Sometimes you go through that. But today's topic, man, is we're going to talk about XRP Ripple. We're going to talk about crypto as a whole because there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, you just saw the crazy lawsuit that, you know, what's going on with the SEC going out after Binance. They just filed a suit against Coinbase and, you know, as far as staking and all these other things. And then I literally pulled up something here that says, it came in from Watcher Guru, where it says, just in 10 U.S. states take legal action against Coinbase for violating security laws. 10 U.S. This is just crazy. So I think there's obviously an agenda here, Edo. There, you know, when you hear about Operation Choke Point 2.0, when you look at the fact that they were saying they're going to try to pass a law that if you use VPN, you can get up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine here in the United States. All these just ridiculous things. And I think, my friend, I want to hear your perspective, but for me, it comes down to control. One of the things that I talk about on this show is that, you know, as people, we're all you know, people in the world. And I think just what I feel like in the United States is we're in financial slavery. I feel like they want control. They don't want people to be free. They hate the fact that people have the opportunity to be successful. And this is just a matter of them trying to control. They know they can't stop it, but they're doing everything to create a lot of FUD and FOMO. So from the perspective of what's happening right now, just give me your overall opinion of what you think the SEC is trying to do is as far as damaging crypto, hurting crypto, and then we'll get into XRP and the lawsuit here in a minute. But just talk about why do you think they're attacking crypto like they are, you know, Coinbase and Binance and everything else?
Well, it clearly comes to control, as you said. You know, they're trying to control people as much as they can. I don't think the government ever liked the idea of giving people the possibility to make, let's talk about real money. You know, we're talking about generational wealth that can be created if you do the right research, if you have patience, if you choose the right assets. Well, you can do generational wealth, and they're trying clearly to stop people from doing it. That's my opinion. Now, if you ask me, are you surprised about everything that's going on? I say definitely not surprised. You know, especially the people from the XRP community. This lawsuit is going on for years right now. And you can imagine I'm holding XRP since way before the lawsuit has dropped. And all I can say that if you read not only my tweets, but you have incredible lawyers in the community, just like John Ditton, for example. His account was hacked. Not sure if you saw this.
That's right. Yeah.
Got his account hacked a couple of days ago. And well, it's incredible. John is doing fantastic work, and he has been saying that the SEC would come after exchanges. So that's very much predicted. And as well as the XRP community has been saying, and including myself, I think in the last conversation we had on this show, I say that, in my opinion, the casino era for crypto is over, but that doesn't mean that cryptocurrencies are not set to mass adoption and to take over the financial system. That's going to happen for sure. Now, what they're trying to do here is to shake out weak hands. And how they do this is through fear. So the people are going to, if people are getting the news, and unfortunately the majority of people are from television,
Yeah.
from mainstream searches, even mainstream influencers. We all know that it's all rugged, you know.
That's right.
In the same way that people are going to turn the television, they're going to say, oh my God, they're just dropping a lawsuit against Binance. They might hear to Gary Gensler saying, and he said this, that's a quote from him. I believe it was yesterday. He went live on CNN or some mainstream channel, and he just said that we don't need digital assets. We already have the digital euro and the digital dollar and digital currencies coming on, the official ones, so we don't need cryptocurrencies. But, you know, that's all part of the political theater, you know, just like the same way that he's saying that we don't need digital assets. You have huge corporations like JP Morgan, and I'm quoting his own words here. He says that once the SEC lawsuit is over and Ripple gets clarity, XRP is poisoned for mass adoption.
Right.
So we have people like JP Morgan doing this type of statements. We have an increase in the 0.1% wallets of XRP, just meaning that the big wallets are accumulating more and more XRP every drops. And unfortunately, a lot of people get liquidated. A lot of people sell out of fear. And I'm not only talking about XRP, as XRP is not going to be the only widely adopted cryptocurrency. I'm not saying that, even though it's going to play a very important role in the financial system. So somehow, the United States, in my opinion, is trying to delay this adoption. I don't see the United States ready for it yet. There is a huge threat to the US dollar right now as well, in my opinion. You know, we see that BRICS countries, for instance, are gaining strength. You see like countries, BRICS are Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. Right. These are getting, it's massive growing economies right now. And you have countries like Russia, who has been conducting experiments on their central bank utilizing XRP and the XRP ledger. So it's all about the United States trying to gain some timing, in my opinion, and trying to shake out retail investors.
That's right.
But in my humble opinion, crypto is here to stay, regardless of what the SEC thinks about it. The United States is not the center of the world. The world is actually far bigger.
That's right.
And if you stop to think, okay, so what? They're coming after Binance, they're coming after Coinbase. And this, like, if you think about it, that could be one of the worst events to create a lot of FOMO, you know, a lot, sorry, not FOMO, a lot of fear.
Fear, yeah.
And just see, like, what happened to XRP price, for instance, in this last 48 hours. Oh my God, it dropped from 53 to 51 cents. So, you know, that only shows that the big wallets are not selling.
That's right. No, I agree with you. And I think there's a couple of things that you said there. The first thing that came to my mind, you know, with XRP is obviously they you know, you can look at some of the things they've done, Edo, and I know you've recognized what they've done. First, was it last week when they altered their disclaimer on their website of what they couldn't say? And I mean, how do you do that in the middle of a lawsuit? Then their golden child, their wonder boy, the guy who was right on their website, the former director, you know, Bill Hemmon, they had him there, and all of a sudden they remove him, and it's almost like they're starting to try to dismiss certain things that made them look bad. I think what it does is, look, 2 + 2 = 4. So a lot of times when you see the writing on the wall, which what I mean by that is the Hinman emails are coming out. I think they know they're damaging. I think they're trying to distance themselves from Bill Hemmon. I think they're trying to alter things with their disclaimer. I think at the same time, they know what position they're in. And because this has been going on for 2.5 years, it's kind of like, okay, well, we're going to lose this battle, but we're still got to focus on the overall war. And what that is going after every other asset. So while people are sitting here, it's like I was telling my wife, it's kind of funny. We had about 8 days left to the Hemmon emails. They could have chose any time, Edo. Even, you know, when FTX, they could have chose any time to come after Binance, but they did it so they could. It's almost like when something bad here is happening, you come out with a worse story over here so that people aren't focused on that story over there. So it's like we had 8 days left. It's the most trending asset in the world. 11, 12 million tweets in a day. All the stuff that's going on. And then boom, you hit the world with Binance. Boom, you hit the world right after that with Coinbase. And you're trying to distract people so that all of a sudden when a settlement happens, if that happens, or a win happens, then it doesn't seem like that big of a deal because now you created 90% more FUD, fear, and just chaos, so that people are, okay, well, especially the people who didn't believe in Ripple, they'd be like, okay, well, that coin won. But what people don't realize is that it's going to give Ripple about a year or two head start on everything. It's going to be, one of the things that I find kind of funny. I always tell people, I've always held XRP. I've been in the space since 2017. But when something's not really the hot topic, you don't talk about it all the time, right? Like if Shiba's hot, we'll talk about Shiba. If Doge's hot, when Elon put Doge on the Twitter page, we all talked about that. But right now, the hottest thing is XRP. And I say that to say that, it's just funny how all of a sudden, Coinbase is supporting, they help XRP wins. Binance, we're together. We're together. We got to be together with this. Where were you guys at 2.5 years ago? Where were you guys at when we were the only ones that were? And I say that because I hold a lot of coins, Bitcoin, Shiba. I got big positions in a lot of stuff. But XRP obviously being one of my biggest holdings. And the thing that's just, like, I don't get so caught up on, well, hey, like I'm blaming people for not being supportive, but it's just kind of ironic. And now people, I think, realize that XRP and this lawsuit really is a big deal for all of crypto, not just, XRP holders, but for all of crypto. So I want you to kind of talk about that in the fact that, the games that the SEC is playing, I know I said a lot here, the games that they're playing right now with the fact that they're trying to distract us from the main thing, which is the XRP lawsuit, which brings a lot of clarity, and the fact that how now all of a sudden everybody wants to hold hands and go, we are the world, we are the children. Like everybody's got this big family moment now, but where was that at prior to the SEC coming after everybody else? If you don't mind, go ahead.
Well, first you gave awesome insights about the human emails. We have this bomb which is coming, and they're trying to make everyone look on that direction when actually the real action is happening here. So that is something massive. The human emails are coming 8 days, and they just removed him from the SEC website. I mean, they playing the most incredible games. It's like, in my opinion, it's a political theater. And I see very positive aspects about the SEC lawsuit, especially for the fact that the SEC lawsuit against Ripple, in my opinion, is coming to an end sooner than later. And that's the first lawsuit. So XRP was first in the line. So it's going to be also the first one to exit and to get regulatory clarity. Now, how important is to be the first digital asset with regulatory clarity? So it's going to be only Bitcoin and XRP who are going to be, let's say, free from the SEC so far.
That's right.
I'm not saying that the other cryptocurrencies are going to disappear, but I also see some positive aspects about this, because probably it's going to clean up a lot of the bad actors, a lot of the scams. I do believe that there are a lot of scams in the crypto world, and we all know that how many people lost their money, but most of the times because people are doing gambling and not fundamental investment. So my mission here in the last years was actually to identify the majority of projects that people should actually stay away from them, because, well, there are many ways you can do research on the projects. You can, let me give some advices to people here, not a financial advice, but rather how you can actually choose your assets wisely. Well, you want to go for example, read the white paper. You want to find out what is this cryptocurrency about. You want to find out about the board of directors, how well these people are connected. And when you see, for example, the board of directors of Ripple, for instance, we find that there are people like, for example, Rose Rios. She is on the board of directors of Ripple. She signed the $100 bill for the U.S. Treasury. So we have a lot of people who are connected on the Federal Reserve of the United States. So it's kind of, are they suing themselves? Is the government making a lawsuit against themselves? Because you have several people with strong connections, and not only connections inside the Federal Reserve, who are in the board of directors of Ripple. So you want to take a look of board of directors. You want to take a look of tokenomics. You want to see how big is the supply? Is there any burning mechanism? And for example, XRP is a deflationary asset because every transaction burns XRP. So it's always diminishing the supply. And now you want to also look for, is there real world utility on this coin, or is this coin actually just a meme coin, for example? So of course, I'm not saying you cannot buy meme coins, but you have to be very wise on how you diversify your investments. So I'm just making a call for everyone here that I do believe you can make life-changing gains in crypto, but it's up to you how you're going to decide your investments rather than playing on the casino. No?
Yeah, and I think you made some really good points. The first thing is shouts out to Animal, shouts out to Lower Level, and all you guys who just joined as well. Welcome, my man EDO FARINA's in the house. So I think one of the things that you said was very important. I think Ripple in the beginning 2.5 years ago was a pawn. I think Ripple was they were gone after in a very biased way. I think the hidden emails will clarify a lot of that. I think a lot of that's already been clarified with Gary Gensler already contradicted himself about talking about algo and how XRP is not a security early on, and how all this great technology, and then how a certain percentage of crypto won't even be considered a security yet. He's going after all of them now. I think there's a lot of corruption. I think that Judge Torres, just like us, gets on the internet, looks at Twitter as one of the most powerful sources of news, and she sees the things that's going on. She sees the corruption. She sees the fact that XRP was used as a pawn. But the problem is, I think they underestimated Brett Garlinghouse and XRP and Ripple. I think they didn't think they were going to step up to the fight. You see companies like Library and many others that had to fold because they didn't have deep pockets, because they maybe, and I'm not saying they didn't have the conviction in their projects, but a lot of people couldn't see wasting that kind of money for the long term with an entity that had endless supply of money from the government. So I think they got into a fight that they didn't expect, and then they got caught up because of how long it went. I think a lot of people say, well, we've been at this for 2.5 years, but I think during those 2.5 years, it's exposed a lot of things. I think Ripple has paid the price, not only the $200 million, but they've paid the price to allow all this stuff that comes out. I think everything happens for a reason. I always think that, the man upstairs, God, has a bigger plan, and I'll have to say that the way that this all worked out, Edo, is that everything happens as it should, and all these corruptive ways I think time was needed to expose the SEC, to expose what the government's real intentions were, and I think the same thing that was looked at as a horrific event of the lawsuit has now become the greatest blessing for Ripple. And what I mean by that is it now has put them in the #1 position for regulatory clarity. Think about the positives right now. It puts them ahead of the rest of the industry, and I think in what you're saying right now, I believe that the SEC, they have levels. I think level 1 is they're going after the 70%ers. Because if you look at I have this strategy, which is what I call the 70-20-10 when I invest. 70% of my money in the top assets, the 70%ers, 20% of my money in the top 20%ers, and 10% of my money in those things that they may, like meme coins, they may or may not make it, right? And that's safe for me, right? 70-20-10. I think this lawsuit is starting to look like a 70-20-10 as I look at it. And what I mean by that is, right now, if you look at all the coins they've just mentioned, a lot of them are 70%ers, right? There are a lot of the top projects that we've all loved and embraced, and people around the world believe in. And so I think they're going after those. And then what you said is, be careful in what you invest in. I think a lot of people going, oh my gosh, woo, my project's not on that list. Well, guess what? It's not on that list yet. So I think what it is that they're going after projects in a 70-20-10 manner. And I think you're right. A lot of projects that are around today may not exist tomorrow because of the devastating things they're going to do and just trying to fight. Because even if I heard someone say, well, if Ripple wins, all of crypto wins. And then somebody came back, a lawyer came back and corrected and says, no, the way that the SEC is going to do this is going to be on a case-by-case basis, meaning that it may help with certain things, but unless your project was mentioned in those Hemming emails, unless they sabotage your project like they did Ripple, you're going to go through regulatory scrutiny. You're going to go through this process in which your company or your coin or your project is going to have to fight that same fight, because they're not going to show bias just because of Hemming emails. The Hemming emails, I think, has a lot of information on Ethereum, the bias and corruption behind that, and also a lot of information about Ripple and XRP. Does it have something there about Pepe? Does it have something there about a baby Doge cousin? No, I don't think so. So I think every project is going to have to fight its own fight, and then it comes down to how deep their pockets are and how long they can stick around and fight. So I just think there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of FUD in the market, and I definitely think that when this is all over, the only two things that you know for sure have clarity is the fact that Bitcoin is listed as a commodity, is very known. They're not going to go after them as a security. And then the only other kid on the block that will have that regulatory clarity is Ripple, because they've paid the price. Now, does that mean I'm going to get out of my other positions? No, because I believe in those projects. I know they've got strong teams. I know that they're here for the long haul. Like you said, the white paper, the ecosystem, like all the people that are supporting it is real, and I see like your chain links and your polka dots and your whatever the case may be. I really believe that there's some amazing projects that will fight AVAX and Solana. Now which ones will survive, we don't know. We're not lawyers. I can't tell you, but I know that I'll say all this. I want you to comment on that and the fact that honestly, as an American, I feel embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel embarrassed as an American, and I've actually said this on my stream. For a country that so many people looked at as being great, for a country that so many people looked at as a powerhouse, for a country that you can go anywhere and our dollar was always strong. The sentiment right now is other countries are walking away from the U.S. They don't want anything to do with the U.S. They don't want anything to do with the control or the dollar. They see how we're treating our own people. And I think the world feels sorry for us. And I know myself as an American, I don't feel very proud though the way that we've been treated, because I feel like they're robbing the average person, Edo, from the ability to be able to dream. They're robbing everyone from a moment in our lives that we could do something special for our family. So when the SEC is saying they're trying to help, in all actuality, they're hurting the people. Your comments?
Yeah, and that's a very sad reality for America, because in the end of the day, these projects, just let's take the SEC lawsuit against Ripple, for example. Let's imagine the worst case scenario. So let's say even if Ripple should to lose against the SEC, that's not the end for Ripple.
No.
That's far from being the end for Ripple. You have countries who are actually praying for the SEC to get a massive win.
But let me say this. Yeah. I want you to continue. But Edo, I want you to continue. But I have to say something, because you hit a nerve right now. You hit a nerve. And that nerve is, if they lose, brother, based off of everything that we've seen, that just tells me how corrupt our government is. If they lose, which they may right now with all the information, all the proof, the hidden emails, they probably got a 3 to 5% chance to win. If they win, it starts making me question our government. The fact that we are nothing more than a gang. They're nothing more than a brutal gang. They're nothing more than slave masters. They're nothing more than corrupted officials. And then it starts making me wonder about our legal system, because then I'll start questioning, what the hell did you do to Judge Torres? Because just like us, she's a person. She's a minority. She's someone that understands how important this is for the people. And for her to be in a position where she's been a very honorable person, a very amazing judge. So that's why I predict a positive outcome. But if we lose, it will make me question every part. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd even want to live here anymore. And I hate to say that.
I totally understand.
Because it will let us all know that we're in a system that does not care about us, that does not love us, that's only predicated off the fact that they demand things that we follow. And to me, from where I'm from in my history, back in my family tree, that is slavery. That is slavery. Where if someone doesn't do what you want, you beat them, you hurt them, you manipulate them. That is slavery. Not to my people, for all mankind. It is slavery for you, for myself, for Americans, or for the rest of the people. So I want you to continue on what you're saying, brother. It just really angers me to even think
I totally understand.
It angers me to think that we have an opportunity to lose when everything is showing corruption. How could we lose? And then I saw an article today where it says they really don't even got power. Like, no one really officially gave them power to come after crypto, but they did. And for him to sit there in that room, in front of the commission and not answer questions, it's like, it just makes you question our whole system. Do Kwon is out on bail. Sam Bankman-Fried is playing video games. What the hell is going on? But if me and you get caught with a small little joint in the wrong country, we might get 10 or 20 years. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So please continue, bro. I'm sorry. I get emotional.
No, first of all, I totally understand. Well, I'm not American, but I'm very strong on the Twitter, and I follow a lot of Americans, and I totally understand the frustration. I think it's embarrassing because first, this corruption, I think it has always been there, but at least it was happening, let's say, it was not out of the shadows. So right now, basically what they are saying is that we're doing this for everyone to see we are corrupt and we really don't care what the people think. That is just like, I make a challenge for everyone, go to Gary Gensler Twitter and check the replies to the tweets. You will not find perhaps 1 out of 1,000 comments who is actually supporting Gary Gensler. Now, the political theater goes so deep that we had Patrick McHenry, the congressman, who, I'm not sure if you watched the video, he was asking him these questions, and he was able to go there and ask questions as simple as, is Ethereum a commodity or a security? And he was actually shaking and not able to answer yes or no questions. Now, how do they expect the people behind cryptocurrencies from the companies to know what they are actually doing?
That's right.
So what they are creating is such an environment of insecurity on jurisdictions and about securities or not, that everyone's getting scared. I mean, who wants to deal with the SEC nowadays? I also a trainee lawyer for a blockchain company which is located in Portugal, and I was just discussing with the senior partner of this company last week that we just reached an all-time high for American customers. So basically, a lot of anyone who is involved in crypto doesn't want to deal with the SEC. Nobody wants to actually set up a company. There is almost a suicide if you want to go to the US and open a company. It's like the system is making everything they can to make people continue poor, to make people rely on the government, and they are telling lies after lies after lies. And it's time for the people to start waking up. And as we said before, this is not the time for tribalism inside crypto, but rather I do believe it's time for the crypto community to come together and join, especially the XRP community, on this battle that has been started years ago against the SEC. And it's time for everyone to come together and just expose massively the amount of corruption that is going on the SEC right now. Although I am not American, at sometimes I feel blessed I'm not American because I don't have to deal with the SEC. Yeah. It's nothing against the American people. It's just that for what I see, and I lived in many countries, even though I'm very young, I speak many languages. So I have this background where I had many experiences in my life, and I never seen such a corruption going on for everyone to see, just like the SEC, what the SEC is doing right now it's shameful. I mean, I think everyone's got enough.
Yeah,
everyone's got enough of the SEC, and I do believe that in the end there's going to be a massive win for the crypto industry. That's the final outcome that I really hope is that's going to be a massive win, because the great thing is that they cannot stop crypto. Even if they decide to, how can they stop decentralized ecosystems just like the XRP ledger? Nobody has control over the XRP ledger. There's no political bias behind the XRP ledger. So there's no way they will control the XRP ledger, just in the same way that if Russia or even North Korea, which I don't, I have no empathy for North Korea, for instance, but if they decide to use the XRP ledger, for example, there's nothing the United States can do to stop them. There's nothing they will make us. For example, if you want to send money to you, or you want to send money to me, and we want to send it through XRP, there's nothing the government can do.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, like, let's say Toyota or Mercedes, right? Everyone around the world drives a Mercedes. I don't care what country. I don't care what your political views are. I don't care what your religious preference is. I don't care if you like another country. We all drive Mercedes, right? Every country likes Mercedes. I think because it's a necessary luxury that a certain type of person likes. I think that XRP will be looked at as a Mercedes of crypto. Now, yeah, Bitcoin is something different. It might be the Hummer, the strong little untouchable, beast. But I think XRP will be looked at the Mercedes. No matter what type of relationship we might have with North Korea or with Russia or with this and that, we will all drive the Mercedes because it's needed, because it's the best way to interact financially around the world. So I think that's what Ripple is, really a non-biased company. The thing that I want to go back to, the thing that has me so angry is I think really being embarrassed. It's kind of like when I look at the news, and I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, and I see someone of my own race do something stupid, right? It embarrasses me as a person. Like I'm African American, Puerto Rican, but if I see an African American doing something stupid or ignorant, it embarrasses me. If I see someone hurting, African American defenseless, it hurts me because now I feel bad. So I guess I say all that as an analogy to say that my people, and my people right now is you. My people right now is all people. My people right now are being abused. And I think of every race and every person in the world who has a child, who has a mother, who they used to dream at one point in their life, and they stopped dreaming because they got married. Maybe maybe an athlete hurt his knee. Maybe we thought one day we were going to be an astronaut, but we're working at Walmart. Maybe we had dreams of being a big government official, but we're working at at Taco Bell. Whatever the case may be, And it is not demeaning any of those jobs. What I'm saying is a lot of us have just compromised. A lot of us have just settled. A lot of us have become complacent. And I remember watching this guy. I don't know if it was Novogratz. It was somebody. He was saying that when big things happen in the world, typically the rich people get the opportunity first. Like he was saying, like when Uber came out, the business plan was sent to him. When Airbnb came out, the business opportunity was sent to him. And then a lot of the rich people have the opportunity. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll get into that. That sounds pretty good," because the rich always gets the opportunity where the poor never sees it. We always hear about it after. And he goes, the thing that bothers him is for the first time it's an even playing field with crypto, that everyone can be great, that everyone can have an opportunity to do great things, not just the wealthy. And I think the governments, or our governments, especially the US, sees that, and they like, it's almost like the Lion King. It's like a circle of life. They like everybody to be in their place. They want you, you might be a cute deer, but they want to be the lion. They don't want a bunch of other lions. You're a beautiful animal, but they like the fact of knowing that even though you coexist, they can destroy you at any time. And I just think that they don't want people to have more money, because more money means more freedom, and more freedom means more power, or more the ability to decide things for yourself and not be stuck on a 401k plan. I mean, not be stuck on unemployment, or not be stuck on whatever it is they're trying to brainwash you with. Go to school, get a big education so you can have $100,000, $200,000 in debt to go get a job to build another man's dream, so you'll never get on. Then you retire and you can barely live on the little crap that you were barely living on before. So I just feel like that this is a moment where they're trying to stop people from being amazing and stop people from dreaming again. And I think that just angers me. It angers me because they're trying to rob people from something amazing in their life. It's okay if they come out with COVID and we still don't know what happened with that, but it's okay if people pass away and this and that or whatever, or as long as you stay in your little lane in your community. But they don't want people to be successful. And I think XRP is something that they've tested out, that they know that works. They know the power of XRP. And I don't think they like the fact that the average person had the opportunity to buy it. And I think that's a big part of the problem as well. So this is all about control, manipulation. So when I get angry, I want you to know that I'm not angry because I think we're going to lose. I'm angry because I know in my heart that we're going to win. And the reason that I know that we're going to win, because if you look at the signs, Edo, if you just look at the signs and what they're doing, if they were so confident they were going to win, you didn't have to come up with these lawsuits with Binance. You could have just let this thing take its toll, or let it play out with Ripple. What they did is they started this confusing cloud. They realized, oh my God, we're in trouble. To me, when I look at this, and I've been in business 25 years, this is an attempt to get people's focus off of Ripple and the lawsuit. Because the greater crap that you start over here, the less likely that win a seem. Oh, that's just one crypto. We're going after everybody else. That's just one. It doesn't matter, it's just one. And I think that's what they're doing, is they're trying to get everyone so scared over here, like you said, that they start selling, they start panicking, they start doing all these things. And meanwhile, Ripple wins. It's like, whatever. Now focus on everything else. So, and I think it may actually happen that way. Well, the XRP community is going to be so excited. We're going to understand what this means. I mean, it's going to be like flicking on the light switch, because Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple have forged all these partnerships around the world. I think they've got probably just as many institutions waiting that they have that are already involved, because they want regulatory clarity. And when they do, I don't think it's a matter of will we go to $10 or $100. I think there is no price limit. I think instead of people focusing on the dollar, they need to focus on the win. It's like I told my wife, I said, honey, when they get that win, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to give you the biggest kiss and hug ever, because we'll never go through this again. And at that point, I'm going to realize at that point, I don't even need to look at CoinMarketCap. At that point, I'm going to be thinking about my children who don't have any kids, and their children's children that's not even born yet, because I'm going to realize at that point, with a win, our lives are forever changed. And even though XRP community will realize that, the rest of the world will be so caught up in what's happening with Binance and Coinbase and all the other assets that either their positions won't be strong enough to be happy, or they'll be so confused that the SEC has them exactly what they want. So they'll let the small percentage of XRP army, they'll let us win, because they'll realize that they got the other 99% of the crypto space scared. Go ahead and chime on that.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. And, this comes all to distract the masses. But in the end of the day, the truth is always in plain sight. The government puts the truth in plain sight so that the human mind cannot really see through it. It keeps levitating here, but we don't really see it. But if you pay attention to the details, you'll see that there are several agreements of Ripple with financial institutions all around the world. I myself was the one that bring to light some documents, like with the Bank of Mexico, Bank of Uruguay.
Yep.
Well, building several CBDCs with many countries. They're building with Montenegro, which, it's a small country, but they utilize euro as a currency. So that's clearly like a test they are just preparing for the Union European. So I do believe in the next 2 to 3 years, this is the greatest opportunity to create. And I'm talking here about generational wealth.
That's right.
That people, I don't think our grandparents or great-grandparents had any chance like that.
No.
And it's a paradox, because if you're going to play by the rules of the system, you are, in my opinion, designed to fail.
Yeah.
If you're just going to do what the system tells you to do, you're going to go to university, get your degree. Let's be honest, people. What's happening to the world right now? I mean, you take $1,000. Well, sorry, let's talk. I can even talk about Europe, because it's pretty much worldwide. It doesn't matter which country is a pattern. Globalization is bringing more and more similarities to the world, and you see this. If you have 1 million euros in Europe right now, let's say the average price for, let's say, a minimum apartment in good conditions at an European capital. Let's say if you have a family and you need a 3-bedroom apartment, it's going to be at least 700K.
Wow.
When is the average person who is living in cities, and I will not talk about the American real estate, but I don't believe it's very different from this. So when is the typical worker from a 9-to-5 job be able to purchase properties? Yeah. Like how many years this person has to work on the minimum wage? You have countries that the minimum wage is like 900 euros, 1,000 euros.
Per
and
month?
The price of an average.
You're talking about per month?
Yes, in many European countries.
Brother,
like
I went to.
Let me give you a concrete example, okay? I lived in many countries in my life. I've been to almost 30 countries, but I lived at least in 7 to 8 countries. So let's take Portugal, for example.
Yeah.
Portugal has, let's say, the average price of a property right now there, it's like, let's say 400K, 500K, like average, Not talking about anything luxurious.
Wow.
And the minimum wage there is something around 800 to 900 euros. I'm talking about on the capital, on Lisbon.
That's right.
So the people there cannot even afford anymore to rent properties. What they are doing right now is like they rent rooms. So you have 3-bedroom apartments with 5 people living on. Yeah. And this is a pattern that's going on in many countries. And people... And because the people are locked into their realities, they think, oh my God, my country is the bad one, so I want to go live in England. Yeah. And then you go to England and, okay, the minimum wage is far greater, but then the price of the property is 4 times more, and the price of the life is very expensive as well. So it's like worldwide this is happening. And we're going to see that there is also changing, or like, let's say, you are a millionaire nowadays with 1 million euros, well, that you can barely buy 2 properties in a capital.
It's not like it used to be. $1 million is not what it used to be. And I don't mean to cut you off, but when I used to travel all over the world as a speaker, I don't know if you ever looked at my Instagram and Facebook years ago, but I was a big time speaker. And it's funny because when I was in Ecuador, they told me that the average income was just under $400 a month. And I'm like, under $400 a month, how can people live? Well, what it is that many families will get together and
Yeah.
or let's say there's a mom and a dad, and they've got older kids. So the mom and the dad, and then the son and his wife, and the daughter and her husband will get together, and they will get a home, and that's how a lot of these people live. So a lot of times we don't realize how fortunate we are, and how worse that's going to get as time goes on. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's going on, and there will be a point, and now we see with AI coming on, so
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
jobs are going to be a lot of jobs are going to be vanished, and it's clear it's not going to take a long time, but you see from market agencies to graphic designers, even DJ, like so many jobs are going to
So
be
so
lost.
so,
The government, they're going
so
to come with universal income, you know that, right?
yeah, I
They
want to say
plan
something.
to come with.
I want to say something with that because I want you to talk more about AI if you don't mind. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like tech. I like to get the newest iPhone and computer, But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little scared. And the reason that I'm a little scared is because I think with all the stuff that we see around the world, especially here in the United States, with the country who doesn't care about people, I think you're going to have so many people trying to fight for understanding or fight to figure out what their financial future is going to be like. And while we're fighting and we're scared and you're causing all this confusion, because I think even though a lot of people may not be in crypto, I think everyone sees the battle that's going on right now. And as people try to figure out where their place is economically in this world, Edo, what's going to happen is we're going to be sitting there trying to figure out how to make it, and we're going to see how $1 million is not that much. And all these hardworking people are going to look behind themselves, and they're going to see that AI is taking over their jobs, taking over their lives, can do things a lot more easier. And it scares me with some of the things that I'm reading. Like, I'm a big reader. I sit at home all day. I don't have a job, and I just read, and I research, and I read. And it scares me when you think about where this technology is going to robots that can move around with us, walk with us, dance with us, model, perform jobs better than us. They're smarter than us. They can interact with their own decisions. And it scares the hell out of me, only to the point that, it's great as far as innovation, but I also am reminded that maybe we're being a little too smart for our own good, and we're not looking after our people first. And I think that's just going to cause a lot of lost jobs. And when people lose jobs, we know how that works out: riots, theft, crime, and everything else. And that's just, I think, where my fear is when it comes to AI. But you can chime on that as well.
Well, look, first of all, that's why I started this conversation saying that is a paradox that, yes, the world is going on not the most of the best directions, financially talking, for the average person who is working on a 9 to 5 job. And I'm not criticizing anyone that is working on a 9 to 5. I just think that everyone should follow their passion, their dreams, and
That's
work
right.
on the fastest path to their joy, to
That's right.
actually live a life of joy, and the ways should be presented to you on the best ways when you're actually following your passion. The Bible also gives us a great hint that 10,000 might fall, but it shall not come near you. So what I'm saying here is that paradoxically, it has never been so easy for anyone to build an extra income online. Like, we have all the tools right now, and it's up to each and every single one of us on how we want to spend our time. Like, are you actually using, like, yes, I agree with you. AI is quite scary, but like we cannot give godlike powers to technology, to phones, to, like, now they came with these Apple virtual reality glasses. So it's not a matter of giving power to these objects, but rather to take responsibility for our own actions and think about it. Like, you have people who are spending 8 to 10 hours a day on their phones, and what they are doing, they're scrolling through TikTok, they just watching content, they just consuming all of this media, mainstream stuff. And on the other hand, you can use the same phone with the same amount of time, and you can use for something productive.
That's
You
right.
can
That's right. That's right.
go online and search for ways to make money. You can
That's
actually
right.
go online and research about cryptocurrencies.
Man.
You can go online and you create content, create a channel, inspire other people.
Right.
And I think if every single one of us now is both, is the greatest time to make wealth, but is also the greatest time, the easiest time to stay poor.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of you decide.
Yeah. I want to
There
ask you a
are two
question.
realities.
I want to ask you a
Yeah,
question.
tell me.
And tell me if I'm wrong or you don't agree with this, but I think that as AI comes out in this more part of humanity, I was thinking about this the other day. They're not gonna, AI is not. They're not creating AI or robots to go to the grocery store and pack your bags or groceries, right? They're not going to create a robot to go out there and wash your car. They're not going to go create a robot that work at Foot Locker so that you can try on Nikes or something, right? They're creating AI to take the top jobs, the more jobs that are the more intellectual jobs, right? And I think what happens is it's going to push the people who are making $100,000 a year, the white collar guys and the blue collar, is going to push them down. So what happens? You have robots with the higher jobs, the more important jobs, and all those people that were important, they're coming down. As they come down, they're taking the jobs that most people had who were lower class or middle class. So what happens is pushing everybody down. The next thing that happens is you have these people who work their whole lives with a certain skill set, or basically what I'm saying is you're going to find people who are higher level that are going to be coming down looking for the medium level people's jobs, and the medium level taking the people with the lower level jobs, and the people lower level are going to be the ones who are going to be screwed. They're going to be the ones who are going to be screwed, because I think that's the way that technology works. It starts from the top and it pushes everyone down. That's just my opinion on how it's going to work, because at the end of the day, it's the top companies that are trying to increase their bottom line. Why if you're Apple or you're some big tech company, why would you hire thousands of people at $100,000+ a year job when you can build a robot and he'll do it forever? He's not going to complain. He's not going to get tired. He's not going to come back from lunch late. He's going to do the job better, and everyone gets pushed down. And that's just something that I thought about. I could be wrong. Your thoughts on that?
I totally agree. This is our plan, let's say, to make the wealthier become wealthier and to divide the classes. So we're going to see the middle class, in my opinion, is going to get crushed. So it's going to be a huge division right now. You're going to have the super rich, and you're going to have the poor. Yeah. Basically, they also want to come with universal income, but there are several problems with universal income, as we know. In order to be able to receive that, for sure, the government's going to require some things from the citizen as well, and that means people losing their freedom.
That's right.
But again, as I say, it's all a matter of you are the master of your circumstances.
That's right.
There is a sentence that I like right now that is, if you don't practice self-governance, meaning if you are not your own government, you govern your life, you take decisions.
That's right.
Then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but they will control you, and somehow they will govern you. That's what, if you think about the word government, is like to govern the mind.
That's right.
It's all there in plain sight. So the great news is that we have also simultaneously the great passive income online to invest in the right cryptocurrencies to be.
I think you're breaking up there, Edo. Are you there?
And I'm talking here about your grandchildren don't have to. Your grandchildren will not have to work.
That's right.
Okay? When these digital assets we're talking here are going to massively succeed, So I just encouraging everyone right now to be more active. Not watch everything that's happening passively, but actually take the greatest of actions. Use all the tools that you have available, especially AI. It's all stages. Like you had this first year of AI out that was great. You could use this for many purposes. But even if you look, AI right now is getting more and more control, meaning that it will not provide you with the real information. It's very limited right now. It will tell you what they want to tell you. So it's also a great idea to create your own backup.
That's right.
Protect yourself if there is valuable information out there. You might want to get a hard disk. You want to download this information. Even I think the blockchain is going to be great to save and store safely information, because this is all about control. The governments are coming for more and more control, but happily, we as individuals that are practicing self-governance, we should thrive. This is the most amazing times to be alive.
That's right.
There's so much. How many people became wealthy during crisis? That's why the crises don't come by coincidence. They are actually very well orchestrated. So right now we have so much things to be happy about.
Yeah, and I think that instead of, I don't want to make this a show on all negativity, because I think there's a lot of positive things that we've talked about. AI is concerning. What the SEC is doing right now is concerning. But let's flip it to a more positive note. let's talk about the lives that will be changed, not only with Ripple and XRP in the short term, I think because of the win, and we'll see how that plays out, but also the lives that will be changed overall in crypto. And I think what happens is, even though we see a lot of stuff here in the United States, I think you said something very key. The United States is not the center of the world. And obviously, Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple are very smart. They've been building, doing this whole 2.5 years. Instead of going around crying and pouting, they've been expanding. They've been collaborating. They've been forging these amazing partnerships, taking over massive companies, and just really putting things in place, because I know they know what they know, right? It's kind of hard when you don't know everything yourself, but when someone knows what they know. And I think that as we see Brad make comments like, this thing should be over in weeks, not months. I was at the XRP Las Vegas event where he said, hey, he looked at everybody and says, we're going to win this thing. And I just think that there's so much positive sentiment because they know what we don't know. They know behind doors discussions. They know things that Gary Gensler has done or the SEC that has been contradictive as far as the whole situation. They know where the judge may be favoring things. They just can't say it, but I think they know what they know. And so I'm very happy with that. And I also think that it does shine a bright light. And I want to talk about something that Cameron, I'm going to go right here to Twitter. It's on our page here. Cameron Winklevoss from Gemini says, being sued by the SEC used to mean you probably did something wrong. He says, now it means you're probably doing something right. And I think that's amazing because and I just think that what it is, and you said this just a while ago, this is a day where we don't have to read things in the newspaper like the old days. We don't have to, it's not hearsay. Everything, I think what makes this all really enlightening and positive in many senses, what he's saying, is that everything is open. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone can see what Gary Gensler is doing. They can see the lies, they can see the corruption, they can see the manipulation. They can even see, because he's not the smartest man in the world by no means, they can even see when you've got an agenda. They can even see when you've got a game plan to try to put up smoke here to take what everyone sees the game that he's playing. Everyone sees it. And the funny thing about it is now we're just waiting for it to play out. So I think when Cameron Winklevoss makes that comment, it's basically saying, like, look, being sued by the SEC really doesn't mean what it used to mean. It's not that big of a deal. We all got to go through it, but at the end of the day, we'll stand victorious because a lot of what they're actually come after people with is just a bunch of crap. So I definitely can appreciate that. So, there's so much information here that's on my Twitter. I'm not going to go over it as we're running out of time. We're about an hour over right now, but I just want you to really quickly, for those people who are looking, and I know you can't do any predictions or anything like that, but what do you feel right now? And again, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. We're just documenting our journey in the evolution of money. And so I just want to say, like, what do you feel if you were going to talk to a family member, somebody that you love and care about, and they said, EDO, FARINA, look, man, I don't have a lot of money. I want to be a part of this opportunity. I see it. But I don't have a lot to get a lot. What would you say a minimum? Would you say, if someone says, hey, if I got 1,000 XRP, would I be okay? I want to talk a little more positive. Do you feel like 1,000 XRP long term could change somebody's life?
Depends. Look, let's see on the following way. If anyone is expecting this to be a situation where people will get rich, let's say overnight,
no,
I don't believe, depending, of course, on the amount of XRP you have, but it's a matter of, first of all, the only price prediction I used to make about a price is the following. After the SEC lawsuit and giving a positive outcome, I do believe we're going to hit $10. I firmly believe that. Well, the all-time high for XRP is 384 in 2018, so and the price back on the time moved based on speculation, not on real world utility.
It's a different game today. It's a different world. Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah, today's a different game. So we have all the means to hit the all-time high and at least double it and arrive to $10. I think is very possible.
Right.
But also expect a lot of price manipulation going on. People taking profits on their own time.
Yes.
Perhaps then imagine someone sells. Let's make a hypothetical scenario. Let's say it hits $12 and then it starts to have a pullback to $8 and people start selling and then it might skyrocket. Just making a scenario, and people not being able to buy it back. We can even see exchanges running dry on XRP because now the financial institutions are pulling the trigger.
I think that's the problem is that, and I don't mean to cut you off, it's not about the person. I think the person's opportunity is going to be a window. When we hear win, the opportunity, John Deaton said it best. He says people will start looking at it at $1 and start foaming on it at 2, but there's going to be a moment, there's going to be a gap that you have an opportunity to do something great. And I think once the institutions realize, wait a minute, how much you guys have left? We need millions or billions of it in order to make all this work. I think once the institutions, see, that's the difference. There's not institutions waiting on the side going, I need to go buy all the, I'm not going to name a crypto because I don't want to piss anybody off, but all this particular crypto. But with XRP, it's going to be one of those situations that you're going to not only be battling other people buying, but you're also going to be battling institutions buying in massive amounts. Do you agree with that? And that's what, in my opinion, that's what's going to make the price skyrocket.
Absolutely.
Over time, yeah.
Well, I made a tweet a few days ago, and it was even retweeted by John Deaton. One bank, if they were to be using, it's a bank that had an agreement with. The reason why we're not using XRP now is because of regular.
I think you're breaking. You're breaking up. I think your internet's breaking up, buddy.
What it
are you there? Hello?
tells us is that what's about now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're breaking up real bad.
Yes.
You're okay. Okay. I got you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's back now. As I said, Greece is a bit behind on time, so the internet here is not the greatest.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So, what I was saying is that so the regulatory clarity is going to bring financial institutions, and exactly as you say, now you will be competing with institutions, and let's not be naive and think that they are waiting for the outcome to decide when they're going to buy. They already know. That's all behind the scenes. Let's be honest. That's how the system works. So the best thing, and you can do right now, is have your XRP before the SEC lawsuit is over, because after that, nothing is granted. Anything you can also expect the unexpected. And another interesting thing is, just think about the people who bought Bitcoin. Let's make a scenario. If you bought Bitcoin at $500 and you sold at 800 and then it dropped to 600, you didn't make life-changing gains. So the key here for XRP is, and my advice is, okay, maybe you have an urgency to make some money, you need some financial gains, so make 2 bags. One is your long-term bag. That's your bag that you're going to keep no matter what. You're going to have on a cold wallet. You even live at a separated location from you, maybe in another house, in the bank, in the safe and you don't sell this, and it's going to be there for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And people say, oh, but 3 years is a long time. No, I think a long time is to work on a 9 to 5 job and retire when you are 70. And in a job that you hate, that's a long time. Now, if you wait 2 years, 3 years, sometimes you can have life-changing gains, and that's the best opinion I have. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but the people I met in cryptocurrencies who made the most money are people who even bought and they forgot about it. And like 3, 4, 5 years later, they found this wallet now it's worth 500 times more.
I think the reason that is, Edo, is because, like you said, when I had somebody in the group said 10 years, my buddy JC, for $100, and I think that's, in my opinion, too long for $100. And the reason I say that is this, I don't give price prediction. It's just what I look at is I look at the company, I look at the people behind the company, I look at the partnerships, I look at the use cases and what it's created for. And I don't think the world has 10 years to get their financial stuff ready. I don't think so. I think that what we'll see happen with Ripple will be exponentially amazing in the next probably, I'm gonna say 2 to 5 years. And the reason that I say that, now it could be, I think in my opinion, the next 6 months to a year and a half is gonna be very crucial, which puts us about 2025. From 2025 to 2030, I think people are gonna get sick, because it's gonna be like when you're really hungry and you go to a buffet and you want everything, but you don't know what to get, the confusion. And I think 2025 to 2030 is going to be like that, because prices are going to be so high. I also think that you're right. What happens is people who look at their wallets every day, they're going to see XRP or one of those coins get to $5 and $10, and then they're going to make a choice because it's going to be life changing. And then what happens, you're going to have some retracements. You're going to have volatility along the way with all these different things because somehow it may still be connected. I think XRP to some extent will probably detach itself from how Bitcoin moves at some point. But I think for right now, that's the narrative. And I think what happens is people will sell based off of circumstance. People will sell based off of, the house they always wanted, the car they always wanted, or they'll see, like you said, even if you have 1,000 XRP, that's $10,000 when it gets to $10. Or if it gets to 100, that's 100,000. That's life-changing money. For some people, they may become a millionaire at $10. And I think what happens is people are going to exit quick. And what's going to happen is the price is going to probably moon or skyrocket, and then it's going to get to the point where people just can't afford to buy back in, or waiting for a dip that may never happen again. Because when that institution movement comes, I think it's going to be crazy. Your mindset on that as we get ready to close it out, because I know we got to get going here in a second. But just your thoughts on people probably catching out too quick.
Yeah, that's exactly like what I meant by some years, especially for people. Let's say you only have, I don't know, 1,000 XRP. Well, it's going to be life-changing if you keep at a cold wallet and you hold for a long time.
That's right.
What I suggest, if you need money, I don't know, you need to pay the rent, you need to pay the loan that you put to your house, and you really need that money. Well, in this case, divide, make 2 bags. Perhaps you want to have 70% for long term, 30% when it skyrockets to some degree, and you can actually make great gains that, and it's okay to cash out to a certain instance. Now, don't do the mistake of cashing out everything at once and then you panic because you want to buy more, and then you will get wrecked. Listen, this system, all this price volatility, this is not by coincidence. The market is rugged to make people lose their money. It's to play with the emotions. The only way to win on this game is to have patience, to have a plan. You need to have a plan.
That's right.
Decide already. That's how you're going to act. And you're not going to allow emotions to take over, and you're going to take your decision.
That's right.
Now, if you have a great bag, and I'm talking here, let's say you are on the top 1% bags or something like that, of course, when we win the lawsuit, I already believe it's going to be life-changing, and you can actually cash out a substantial amount and leave the rest for long term. So, it depends on the amount of XRP you have.
I love what you just said, and I haven't heard a lot of people say that. When you said maybe have 2 positions, your long-term position and your short-term position. The reason that I like that is because that's something I've done here recently. I shared with you before we got on the stream how I bought more XRP. Well, I didn't buy more XRP because I wanted to add to the already big position that I have. I bought more XRP because I told my wife, and every time we go for like a 2-mile walk every day, and we talk about just everything, and a lot of it is life and crypto and what's going to happen, family. And I told her, I said, hey, honey, I made a decision. Because when it comes to investments, my wife just lets me do what I want to do. But I said I made a decision, and that decision is to buy a certain amount of XRP so that when it goes up, that's our cash out. That's our immediate gratification. I can take that 100,000 XRP and we can cash out and go live our life, and then let that other big amount of XRP over here just sit there because that's our family future. And I think you have to have some kind of plan like that. I think that was very smart to say that. So for those of you guys who are looking at this, who or maybe you're very comfortable, instead of spending money on memes, and again, look, I'm not down talking memes, but instead of wasting your hard-earned money on things that probably will never make it through regulatory clarity, or they may not be here long term. I know people are very excited about certain things like Pepe's and everything else. We've seen Shibas, we've seen Doge that have made it, but I don't know how many more coins are going to really survive this new way of doing things, this new way of this new lawful way that you got to have a certain standard. See, Shiba and Doge, they've made millions, if not billions of dollars. So they're good because they can pay the price to make sure that they do what they need to do in order to survive. But I just think that we need to be careful not to waste money in areas that you don't need to waste in them, because you can actually use that for your extra bags in the assets you already have. So increasing those positions so that you can take profit and you can enjoy your money without making bad decisions. Because I always say, Edo, one of the biggest problems that people have in investing in crypto, stocks, whatever, is their emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to take care. And how you take care of your emotions is way deeper. You have, like you do every day, you take a walk to some miles, have a talk with your wife, maybe go
Are you there, Edo? Hello? You there, buddy? Edo, can you hear me? I think we lost. I think he's having some technical problems here. Let's see. Edo, are you there? Hello? Are you there, my friend?
Have some sun, you know. People have to also live off of their phones, you know, because the moment you are too much, and you know, this is also.
Okay, I think we're having technical difficulties, and so I don't want the stream to be caught with that. Edo, can you hear me? Hello? Edo, you there? All right, guys, it looks like I just lost Edo. So he actually, he'll probably try to call back in. So for those of you guys that are here, I'm sorry the stream went a little long, guys. I think we're talking about a lot of important things. I try to keep it within an hour. Sometimes we get long-winded. Sometimes we talk about things that are very important. Let me take this time to say what's up to the family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I got my man Crypto Tales is in the house. What's up, Crypto Tales? We got Beekeeper69. We've got Liz Herrera. Yeah, we got, give me 1 second, buddy. We got JC in the house. That's a lot of, it says, that's right, a lot of people. We got Beekeeper69, I appreciate you. Anthony Wanner. Liz, it says, make sure you hit the likes and subscribe. I appreciate you. Queen says, I'll be my own bank. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hopefully you see some value in having this amazing individual, Edo FARINA, on. I know we're about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Edo, do you have any last final thoughts of just anything you want to talk about with this XRP, anything you want to talk about as we close out?
Look, my final thoughts about, I think, is that I want everyone to practice what I said before, be self-governance, you know, right. Don't be controlled by the narratives, the media.
Yep.
Handle properly your emotions, and there are great ways how you can do that through exercise, through eating healthy, right. Taking care of your hormones, because there's also an attack on the hormones of people, especially the way food is nowadays. So you have to do your own research, make your own decisions, and also do some research, not only on XRP. XRP is beyond just the currency, but also the XRP ledger, which in my opinion is very powerful.
Yeah.
You can think about 1,000 ways of how you can actually use the XRP ledger, how you can actually build a project on the XRP ledger, either if it is NFTs or if it is issuing a new currency, or if you want to actually use XRP as a means of payment for your business.
That's right.
There are several things you can do on XRP. So my final thoughts for everyone is to take your own decisions and do as much research as you can, because we are in the verge of a huge change on the financial system.
I agree.
And you have in front of you right now the greatest opportunity of the century. That's my opinion.
That's right. No, I agree with you. And I think this has been super enlightening. I really ask all of you guys to go out there and follow Edo FARINA. He is a phenom. I share his posts probably almost every single day. So we'll appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your time. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. We'll definitely have you back on. And I'm looking at actually attending some type of event with you. I know we were talking about meeting up and things like that at certain events. So I'm looking forward to that.
I know where already. You can come. Well, there will be some events, you know. There is one is going to be in Netherlands. One, it's also involved about XRP Ledger. There's a huge one that is next year. In the beginning of next year is going to be the Paris Blockchain Week. So we're definitely going to meet up in person, or if not, I will come there in the United States, and we're going to make some lives and physically together. It's going to be great, you know.
I'm looking forward to it, man. And I'm
looking forward to join again the show as well. It's a pleasure for me. You know, I'm just following my passion. I think you can feel these vibes when I'm talking to you here. And
that's right.
Thank you so much for everything, man. You're just doing a fantastic job as well. I watch your videos on YouTube. Also, seeing your positivity there on Twitter is just incredible.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And also thank you for being such a good friend offline as well. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. And see you very soon. Thank you.
Okay, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Guys, that's my man, Edo FARINA. So what a great show, guys. I'm just super excited about our friendship, everything that we have going on, a lot of things that we have in common, just really about what's happening in the space, guys. So I know that you guys are super passionate. I know a lot of people are trying to figure out what's going on. The sentiment I'll say without even keeping this any further is just do your own research, be prepared. Don't listen to all this FUD. There's so much FUD and crap that's going on. Obviously, there's a crazy game. We talked about this crazy game of chess where they've got you looking to the left while you know, that they're starting a bunch of stuff over here, or you know, XRP over here is on the left, and they're starting a bunch of crap on the right. So I think the next 7 days getting into the hidden emails are going to be big. I think the next 30 days or so after that, as the judge comes to a decision, I think Ripple being victorious will be such a massive win, not only for Ripple, but for all of crypto. I think it's going to make the little sting that they're trying to do right now with the rest of the industry a little bit lighter. I think it's going to cause a positive sentiment around crypto. And so with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Much love, guys. Tune in tomorrow as we go live again at 9 o'clock. Normally I do a giveaway, but I've seen a lot of people had to take off that were here. So maybe we'll do something tomorrow. We're getting closer to greatness. That's right, Crypto Tales. I appreciate you, man. Hey, Crypto Tales, Queen, Nest Force, Liz, all you guys out here, Beekeeper69, JC, Anthony Wanner, CKez. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Lower level. I know there's so many of you guys that are here. Maybe some of you guys that had to take off. We've been over an hour, almost 30 minutes now, which is crazy. So appreciate you guys for hanging in. It means the world to me. I'm going to continue to try to bring you guys top-notch content. Much love. Enjoy your day. We'll see you guys mañana. Until next time, everything's recovering now. That's right, Nest Force. It's your boy James, aka 68J. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We'll talk to you later. Peace.